This is question from GATE 2004 electronics. In this we have to find the load current IL from the op amp. So the options are minus Vs by R2, Vs by R2, minus Vs by RL, Vs by R1. So these are two resistors, R1, this is resistor R2, this is RL, this is resistor R2. This is the non-inverting terminal. So let the voltage at this point of the non-inverting terminal be V. So by virtual ground concept, the voltage at inverting terminal will also be V. So this is also V. So this will also be V. So this will also be V. Let the voltage here be V naught, that is the output voltage V naught. Now we just have to apply KCL. So V minus Vs, this is voltage source Vs. So V minus Vs upon R1 plus, and the current going inside the op amp will obviously be 0 because this is given to us as ideal op amp. Because nothing is given in the question, so we assume it is ideal op amp. So the current going inside the op amp is 0. So we just have to take into account this current and this current. So V minus Vs by R1 plus V minus V naught by R1 is equal to 0. So this gives 2V equal to Vs plus V naught. So this is the first equation, that 2V equal to Vs plus V naught. Now we apply KCL here. So this is ground. So V upon R2 plus V upon RL plus V minus V naught upon R2 is equal to 0. V upon R2 plus V upon RL plus V minus V naught upon R2 is equal to 0. So this V upon R2 plus V upon R2 we can add to give 2V upon R2 plus V upon RL minus V naught upon R2. So 2V gives Vs plus V naught. So Vs plus V naught is equal to 0. This V upon R2 and this V upon R2 I combined to give 2V upon R2. Now 2V equal to Vs plus V naught. So Vs plus V naught upon R2 plus V upon RL minus V naught upon R2 is equal to 0. So one V naught upon R2 and this V naught upon R2 will get cancelled. So this will give Vs upon R2 is equal to Vs upon R2 plus V upon RL is equal to 0. So this gives us V upon RL is equal to minus Vs upon R2, and V upon RL is nothing but the load current. V upon RL is equal to IL. So load current IL is equal to minus Vs upon R2. So IL is equal to minus Vs upon R2. So the correct option is option A. IL is minus Vs upon R2. This is question from GATE 2005 electronics. So it says that the op amp circuit shown in the figure is a filter. So this circuit is a filter. We have to find the type of the filter and its cutoff frequency respectively. So option A is high pass 1000 radian per second, option B is low pass 1000 radian per second, option C is high pass 10,000 radian per second, and option D is low pass 10,000 radian per second. So to solve this, we have to know that the capacitor will act as open circuit at low frequency. Capacitor acts as open circuit at low frequency. The capacitor will act as open circuit at low frequency and short circuit at high frequency. The capacitor acts as short circuit at high frequency. So the capacitor, when the capacitor acts as open circuit at low frequency, the capacitor acts as open circuit at low frequency. So when frequency is low, then this capacitor will become open. So when this capacitor becomes open, then this Vi will be disconnected from the circuit. At low frequency, capacitor becomes open, so Vi gets disconnected from the circuit. So there is no input, so V naught output will be 0. At low frequency, V naught will be 0. At low frequency, V naught is 0. Output voltage is 0 because capacitor got disconnected from the circuit. So there was no input to the circuit. So the output voltage is 0. Now at high frequency the capacitor acts as short circuit. So there is a short circuit between the input voltage to the non-inverting terminal of the op amp. So at high frequency the op amp will provide maximum gain. At high frequency op amp will give gain, good gain. At high frequency op amp will provide maximum gain because capacitor is short circuit. This full input voltage is available to the non-inverting terminal of the op amp. So at high frequency op amp will provide maximum gain. The op amp will provide maximum gain. Now we have to find the cutoff frequency. So the cutoff frequency is given by these above two resistors are only for providing the amplification. The above two resistors are only for providing the amplification. The cutoff frequency is given by this RC pair. So the cutoff frequency is given by 1 upon R1C radian per second. 1 upon R1C radian per second. 1 upon RC radian per second. So this resistor and this capacitor are responsible for the cutoff frequency. So this will be equal to 1 upon 10 to power 3, 1 kilo ohm, so 10 to power 3, and 1 microfarad, so 10 to power minus 6. So this will be equal to 10 to power 6 into 10 to power minus 3, which will be equal to 1000 radian per second. So at low frequency the op amp output was 0. At high frequency the op amp output was maximum. So this is a high pass filter with cutoff frequency 1000 radian per second. Because at low frequency output was 0 and at high frequency the op amp was providing maximum gain. So this is a high pass filter with cutoff frequency 1000 radian per second. For the cutoff frequency we just have to use the value of this capacitor and this resistor. These two resistors are only for providing the gain to the amplifier, gain to the op amp circuit. Thank you. This question is from GATE 2007 electronics branch and we have to find the output voltage V0. So there is 1 volt voltage is given as the input to the op amp, and this is 1 kilo ohm resistor, 2 kilo ohm resistor, this is 1 kilo ohm resistor, this is 1 kilo ohm resistor, and this is the output voltage. So there is voltage is applied both at the non-inverting terminal and the inverting terminal. So we have to use the superposition principle. Use superposition principle. Use superposition principle. First we will use for non-inverting terminal, then for inverting terminal. So this voltage is V1. So let this voltage be V1. Let this voltage be V1. This voltage is 1 volt. So by voltage divider rule, V1 will be equal to 1 volt into, this is 1 kilo ohm resistor, this is 1 kilo ohm resistor both. So 1 kilo ohm upon 1 plus 1 kilo ohm. So V1 will be equal to 1 volt upon 1 upon 2, which is equal to 0.5 volt. 1 kilo ohm and 1 plus 1 kilo ohm. So by voltage divider rule, V1 is equal to 0.5 volt. Now this resistor is 1 kilo ohm and this resistor is 2 kilo ohm. So the V0 due to V1 will be equal to V0 equal to V1 into 1 plus Rf upon R1. This is the formula for gain of non-inverting configuration. So this will be equal to 0.5 into RF. RF is 2. So 1 plus 2 by 1. So this will be equal to 0.5 into 3. So V1 due to, so V naught due to non-inverting terminal is 1.5 volt. So we can write it here that V naught due to non-inverting is 1.5 volt. Now we have to find V naught due to inverting. So the inverting is directly the 1 kilo ohm is applied to the inverting terminal. So V naught is equal to 1 into minus RF by R1. So this will be equal to 1 into minus of 2 by 1. This is 1 volt and this is the feedback resistor RF and this is the resistor. So 1 into minus RF by R1. So this will be equal to minus 2 volt. So V naught due to inverting input is minus 2 volt. So for superposition principle we have to add both of these. So total V naught will be equal to minus 2 plus 1.5, which will be equal to 0.5 volt. So the output voltage here is 0.5 volt. So 0.5 volt is the correct answer for this question. So this is how, using superposition principle, first for the non-inverting terminal, then for the non-inverting terminal, we can find the output voltage when the voltage is applied to both the non-inverting terminal as well as the non-inverting terminal. So this is a question from GATE 2007, and here we are given that in this circuit consists of a op amp and a diode, and we are shown that we are given that the diode current follows the equation I equal to Is exponential of V upon Vt. So now for V input equal to 2 volt, V naught is equal to V01, and for V input equal to 4 volt, V naught equal to V02. So we have to find the relationship between V01 and V02. So first, using virtual short circuit concept, this voltage is 0 volt. This voltage is 0 volt. So this voltage will also be equal to 0 volt. Now the current flowing inside the op amp is 0. This current flowing inside the op amp, this current is 0. So this current IR, the current through the 2 kilo ohm resistor will be equal to the current through the diode. So first of all, IR will be equal to ID. The current through the 2 kilo ohm resistor will be equal to the current through the diode, because the current entering the op amp is 0, because this is an ideal op amp. Now the current through the resistor is VI minus 0 upon 2K, and the current through the diode is, so we have to use this formula, Is exponential of. Now the voltage across the diode is, this voltage is 0, this voltage is V0. So the voltage across diode is 0 minus V0 upon Vt. 0 minus V0 upon Vt. This is the voltage current across the diode, Is exponential of 0 minus V0 upon Vt. Because the voltage across the voltage at this terminal of the diode is 0 and the end terminal of the diode is V0. So the voltage is 0 minus V0 upon Vt. Now we can take Vi upon 2 equal to Is exponential of minus V0 upon Vt. So divided by Is. So Vi upon 2 Is. Vi upon 2 Is equal to exponential of minus V0 upon Vt. So minus V0 upon Vt will be equal to ln of Vi upon 2 Is. Minus V0 upon Vt will be equal to ln of Vi upon 2 Is. So minus of V0 will be equal to Vt into ln of Vi upon 2 Is. So V0 will be equal to minus of Vt into ln of Vi upon 2 Is. Now V naught is equal to V naught 1 when Vi is 2 volt. So V naught 1 equal to minus Vt ln of 2 upon 2 Is. So 2 and 2 get cancelled. So V naught 1 will be equal to minus Vt ln of 1 upon Is. So we can take this Is above. So V naught 1 will be equal to Vt ln of Is. So this is the V naught 1. Now V naught 2 is when Vi is 4 volt, then V naught equal to VO2. So from this equation, VO2 equal to minus Vt ln of 4 upon 2 Is. So V naught 2 equal to minus Vt ln of 2 upon Is. So VO1 minus VO2 will be equal to minus Vt. So we can take minus Vt common and ln of Is plus ln of 2 upon Is. So this when log are in addition, then we can simply multiply them. So V naught 1 minus VO2, VO1 minus VO2 will be equal to minus Vt ln of 2. So this is the correct answer, that VO1 minus VO2 equal to Vt ln of 2. So the correct option is option D. Thank you. This is question from GATE 2001, and in this we have to tell about the characteristics of the ideal op-amp. So we have 3 points. Ri is the input impedance, A is the gain of the op-amp, and R0 is the output impedance of the op-amp. So first, the input impedance Ri of the op-amp, ideal op-amp, is infinite. Input impedance Ri of ideal op-amp is infinite. Let this be a op-amp circuit. So the infinite input impedance means that the current flowing inside the op-amp is 0. The current flowing inside the op-amp, this current is 0. This current I is 0. Let this resistor be R1, this resistor be Rf. So this current is 0. The current is flowing only through this resistor and through this resistor. The current flowing inside the op-amp is 0. So the input impedance of the ideal op-amp is infinite. Now the second point is that the ideal op-amp, gain of the ideal op-amp is infinite. So the gain of the ideal op-amp is given by, gain is the ratio of output voltage to the difference voltage. So if this is the voltage of the non-inverting terminal, and if this is the voltage of the inverting terminal, then Vd is given by, the difference voltage is given by V non-inverting minus V inverting. So gain can be infinite only if Vd is 0. The gain A can be infinite only if Vd is 0. So 0 Vd means V in non-inverting minus V inverting. Means non-inverting voltage is equal to the inverting voltage. So non-inverting voltage is equal to the inverting voltage. Now non-inverting terminal is connected to ground, means this voltage is also 0 volt. This voltage is 0 volt because this is connected to ground, so this voltage is also 0 volt. This condition is called as virtual short circuit concept, or the virtual short circuit concept. So if this voltage is 0, then this voltage is also 0. If the voltage of the non-inverting terminal is 0, then the voltage of the inverting terminal is 0. This is the virtual short condition of the ideal op-amp. So this condition is valid only if the gain of the op-amp is infinite. Remember this. This virtual short circuit condition is valid only if the gain of the op-amp is infinite. Now the third point is that RO of the output impedance of the ideal op-amp is 0. So if we connect an external load, then it can draw as much current as possible. The external load can draw as much current as possible. because the output impedance of the ideal op-amp is 0. The external load can draw as much current as possible. So the correct option is A. Ri is infinite, gain is infinite, and R0 is 0. These are the characteristics of the ideal op-amp. In this video, we are solving question from GATE 2015, 2 marks set 1. So this is question based on op-amp, and it says that the op-amp is ideal and we have to find the bridge voltage V0. So we have to find this voltage V0 for delta equal to 0.05. This delta is given as 0.05. So if we put delta equal to 0.05, then this becomes 237.5. This becomes 262.5. This becomes 237.5. And this becomes 262.5. So these are the resistances. Now this op-amp is ideal, so we can easily apply the virtual short circuit concept. So if this voltage is 1 volt, the voltage across the non-inverting terminal is 1 volt, it is given. So this voltage will also be equal to 1 volt. So this voltage will also be equal to 1 volt. So the current flowing through the 50 ohm resistor will be 1 volt upon 50 ohm, which is equal to 0.02 milliampere. So this is the current flowing through this 50 ohm resistor. It is 0.02 milliampere. Now the current flowing inside the op-amp is 0. So this current I is 0. So means that this current must be equal to 0.02 milliampere. So the current through the 100 ohm resistor is 0.02 milliampere. Now if we see the path, this path is 237.5 and 262.5 ohm resistance. This path is also 262.5 and 237.5 resistance. Means that in both these paths the current flowing is 0.01 milliampere, which adds up, comes and adds up here to 0.02 milliampere. So this 0.01 milliampere and this 0.01 milliampere totally adds to 0.02 milliampere, because these are the same paths. From this path to this path, the resistance is same of both of these paths. So we can divide this 0.02 milliampere current equally in both the paths. Now we can simply apply the Kirchhoff law. So it says that V0, I am applying in this direction from here to here. So V0, and this is positive, negative. So V0, I am taking V0 as positive, so this will be negative, minus 0.01 into 262.5. And going in this direction, so this will be taken as positive. So plus 0.01 into 237.5. And 0.01 is in milliampere. 0.01 is in milliampere. So if you solve it, V0 will come out to be 250 millivolt. 250 millivolts. So the correct answer for V0 is 250 millivolts. So the correct answer is 250 millivolts. This was very easy question. We simply have to divide the current equally in both these parts. So please like and share the video and subscribe the channel. Also I have solved many GATE questions of previous year. So I will put the description of all the GATE questions which I have solved in the description box of this video. So you can watch previous GATE year questions of other questions as well. Thank you and best of luck for exams. So we are solving question from GATE 2015 electronics branch. It was of 2 marks. So this is a voltage regulator circuit. Voltage regulator circuit is shown. This is a op-amp, this is transistor, and this is the reference voltage. So the input voltage is 20 volt plus minus 20%. So the input voltage is 20 volt and it can change by plus minus 20%. and the regulated output voltage is 10 volt. So the output voltage, regulated output voltage is given to us as 10 volt. So this will be equal to 10 volt. This is equal to 10 volt. Now we have to assume that the op amp is ideal and the load RL is drawing a maximum current of 200 milliampere. The load RL is drawing 200 milliampere. RL is drawing 200 milliampere current. So we have to find the maximum power dissipation in transistor Q1 in watts. So first of all, the op amp is given to us as ideal, so we can easily apply virtual short circuit concept. So this voltage is 4 volt at the non-inverting terminal. This voltage is 4 volt. So this voltage will also be 4 volt. So this is 4 volt voltage. So the current going, so this current will be equal to 0.4 milliampere. This current is 0.4 milliampere. Now the current through load resistance is 200 milliampere. So this current will be equal to 200.4 milliampere, because 0.4 milliampere is flowing here and the current going inside this current will be equal to 0, because the current going inside the op amp is 0, because op amp has infinite input resistance. So this current is also 0.4 milliampere. So this is 200 and this is 0.4, so the total will be 200.4 milliampere. Now we assume that IC is nearly equal to IE and beta is very high. It is not given in the transistor, it is not given in the question, so we can easily assume that beta is very high. So IC will be equal to IE. So this current will be equal to 200.4 milliampere. We have assumed that beta is very high, so that IC is equal to IE. So if IC is equal to IE, then this voltage V input, now the maximum power dissipation is given by VCE into IC. Maximum power dissipation of transistor is given by VCE into IC. So for maximum power dissipation we have to take maximum of VCE. So maximum of VCE is only possible if we take V into be 24 volt. We have to take the maximum value of V in. So now VCE will be equal to VC minus VE. So hence we have to take the maximum value of VCE. So VC is 24. This voltage is 24 volt. VE is 10 volt. So 24 minus 10. So this is equal to 14 volt. So maximum power dissipation, or we can write P max, is equal to 14 volt into 200.4 milliampere. So 14 into 200.4 milliampere. So it will come out to be 2.8056 watt. 2.8056 watt. volt into 200.4 milliampere. So the correct answer is 2.80 or 2.81 watt. So this was very easy question. So please like and share the video and subscribe the channel. And I have solved many GATE previous year questions, so I will upload their link in the description box, so you can watch those from the playlist section. Thank you and best of luck for exams. This question is from GATE 2014 set 1. So it says that in the circuit shown, op amp has finite input impedance. So op amp does not have infinite input impedance. Op amp has Ri is finite. So this is not an ideal op amp, this is a practical op amp. The input impedance is finite, so this is a practical op amp. Ideal op amp has infinite input impedance. It has infinite voltage gain and zero input offset voltage. So there is infinite voltage gain, means virtual short circuit condition can be applied here. virtual short circuit condition can be applied here. So if this voltage is 0 volt, this voltage is 0 volt because it is connected to ground. So this voltage will also be 0 volt. Now the current flowing inside the op amp is I1. So I1 will not be 0 in this case because input impedance is finite. Input impedance is not infinite. So I1 will not be 0. This voltage is 0 volt, this voltage is also 0 volt. So there will not be any current flowing in this direction. This current is 0. This current is 0. Only the current is flowing inside the op amp and from in this direction. So this current from 0 volt to V, output voltage is 0 minus V0 upon R2 and plus I1 is equal to 0. So I1, so V0 will be equal to minus V0 upon R2 will be equal to minus I1. So V0 will be equal to I1 into R2. So we had to find the output voltage. So output voltage is equal to I1 into R2. So the correct option is option C. In this, the current going inside the op amp is not 0 because the input impedance is finite. This is a practical op amp.